What you see in front of you is my original 1967 Mustang Coupe gauge cluster, but I decided to restore it and put white face stickers on it that I bought offline on eBay. I even rewired the whole entire gauge cluster for my new American Auto Wire system that's going in the car, and doing all that took a long time, but I'm redoing everything once again, and here's why. These are Dakota Digital HDX gauges. They keep the classic Mustang layout, but everything is modern. Digital readouts, customizable screens, instant data, and that clean blacked out look. It's basically the holy grail if you want old school style without old school problems. Don't get me wrong, I love the original gauges, but I want accurate real-time data I can actually trust. And that is exactly why I'm taking the time to rewire and replace all of these gauges. Not to mention, they're gonna look so beautiful at night. These gauges will come together later, but right now we've got real work to do in the garage. We'll circle back once the gauges are finished and in.
And this is the part we don't normally see. So this is the underside of my 67 Mustang Fastback. The part that has been stressing me out a ton because, well, I wish I could redo a lot of stuff, but when I welded in these floor pans, I wasn't a good welder, and my welds were filled with air bubbles because of porosity, and I didn't know what I was doing. If I did it now, it'd be way better. And I'll be seeing the same thing in 3 years from now. I have to grind all this nice and smooth and flat, or it's gonna look ugly when I put the final paint coat underneath. So before I can put on the suspension and mock every single item up, I have to finish the underside of the car. You see, everything is all over the place. This is all sandblasted. There's grease, grit, and grime down here that I missed because I didn't know what I was doing with the sandblaster. This is painted from when I installed the floor pans and how they came in. This is the original primer that they put on the car. And then over here, I didn't think I would ever put this car in a rotisserie. So I was like, wow, I should paint this frame rail because I have access to it when it was on the ground. And I painted it in epoxy primer and gloss black Rust-Oleum paint. And now it looks stupid when I have the car up on the rotisserie. So we have to make all this in one neutral landing zone. Bare metal, epoxy primer, seam seal, a bunch of layers of paint. People asked about Raptor liner. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't like the way it looks, and I feel like people just use that to hide impurities and imperfections. And you guys can see all this sandblasting stuff. I have to prep this whole underside of the car, but before I do that, the welding never ends. These are extra brackets I bought, and they provide more support from the torque box to the frame rail. So the ride is just a little bit stiffer and there's less flex. So they go just like this. That is the first thing I'm gonna do, is weld these in and then worry about the rest.
And here's why you need a rotisserie, because you get access to literally everything. And you can see all the sand that just fell out from doing that from sandblasting.
So now that I got my piece marked out with some Sharpie, I'll just drill out all of these. And to do that, I'm gonna use a cobalt bit. If you've seen my last video, you know I struggle with drill bits, but not anymore. That is one, and it took about 40 seconds, so let's do 10 more. You guys know the only oil I have right now is compressor oil, and if I just put the bit in and rotate it, it actually does pretty well. I used to use WD-40, but I learned that you need real oil, so this compressor oil does the trick. Alright guys, and that completes all the holes. This is thick steel, and I underestimate sometimes how hard it is to drill into. Now all we gotta do is basically clean them, clean the area, and weld them in. And make sure you use brake cleaner to clean off your hands. I'm gonna put the car upside down fully because I want this to be like twisting it all on this rotisserie, because this would be welded in wrong. So I'm gonna put it down flat. Luckily, she's really not too hard to move at all. It's probably one of the easiest. Welding a little higher up, but I think it's for a safer bet. All right, It's all flat now. I should have worn earmuffs to do that because that was so loud. I should be able to put, oh, that's hot. Ooh, I don't know why I did that again. I should be able to put these 3 in no problem now, and I'll just fill this one with weld.
I used an angle grinder to get it all smooth, and then it was just a matter of moving to the other side.
I run out of welding wire at the worst time. Well, I guess every time I run out of welding wire is when I'm using the welder, which kind of makes sense, but like, come on, I'm like, oh, we just got the welding wire at Harbor Freight, and I gotta say, I love that store so much. I could be in there for hours just shopping, but we got some 030, I think it was $11. Also, thanks to my sister Brooke, she sent me $10 for Starbucks today, because it's my birthday. I turned 22. Hopefully this is the age where my Mustang gets done. 22 years old, driving a Fastback, my dream car. Also, there isn't one thing that I hate more than putting welding wire into a machine. And I don't know if it's because, you know, I didn't learn how to do it properly. I just kind of go for it. But I'm gonna show you. Probably gonna take me 10 minutes to do.
It took 42 minutes, and this clip you're watching was sped up to 22,000%.
I gotta find a better way to do that. You guys can see she's on there pretty good, pretty hot too. I got my weld settings dialed in perfect. The other one I didn't have them dialed in perfect, so it wasn't the best, but I wish I could redo so many things on this car.
Now back to the one thing I am redoing is this instrument panel. We're gonna get these new gauges in. I separated the back gauges from the plastic shield, and you can see all the original Ford Motor Co. gauges. Again, these weren't white from the factory. I put the white face stickers on top of the original black color, but I was able to remove all the backings. Now this plastic is super clean, and that's because I replaced it in the past, and the actual front bezel is all new too. I installed the supplied wiring harness they gave me, which connected up super smoothly, but I might have put 2 wires in the wrong opposite directions, and we'll find out when it comes time to start up the car. I know a lot of you like the white face gauges, but I love the black look here, and I think this is absolutely beautiful, and I'm so excited to install it.
Alright guys, I got my boots heating up, as you can see with this heater, because today is negative 13 degrees and it is cold. I got my second cup of coffee, and let's go in this garage and finish grinding. I'm really hoping this heater in here is on today, because if it's not, I think it stayed on. It's warmer in here. Alright guys, and just like that, it is a new day, and it is a good day. I ended the video yesterday because my dad came home and it was my birthday, and he got me this tool. Now this is a Milwaukee belt sander, and basically it has 2 speeds in both directions, and you just go like this and you can sand all the spot welds. To you, this might not be exciting, but to me this is everything, because it is gonna save me hours working on this car. Now you guys can see these spot welds right here. Originally, when I was grinding, when I had to take down these welds, I would get a disc like this and grind like this. And it works to grind it down, it does. But because it's so big, because it's so bulky, I nick stuff. It goes boom and touches the metal and ruins it. And then in tight areas, like down here where there's a ridge, if I get in there, it's like touching everything, and it doesn't work. There's spots all over this entire car where you couldn't even begin to grind with this. So what did I do? A long time ago, when I was welding, I bought this from Harbor Freight. This is the same thing I just showed you, but it's plug-in, it's bulky, it's loose, and it does terrible. It's not efficient. And I know I'm sounding spoiled, but I've grinded nothing down in this car. So a tool like this, handheld, 10 times better than that, great battery, it takes care of this like nothing. Now, the belt sander that they gave it is an abrasive that Milwaukee makes, and it's okay. It lasts way longer than the Harbor Freight one. But I went out and got the 3M ones, and there's a funny story on these. Let me tell you about that right now. I ordered 3M belts online in store to Napa, and I got 30 belts, 60, 80, and 36. And it was like $21 because it said $8 pack of 10, which sounded really good because I know 3M's a good brand. I get to the store, the guy goes and looks for them, he finds them, he comes up front, he's like, how you paying? I'm like, oh, I'll pay cash.
much? He goes, it'll be $284. I said, get the out of here. I was like, are you kidding? He was like, no. He was like, that's what they are. I was like, it said it was $8 online or $9 or whatever. He was like, no, a lot of people get tricked with that though, because they'll put like box of 10, $8, but it's per one. Are you kidding me? So I was really upset about that, and I was like, can you separate them for me? So I got 2. So these better last, because these are expensive and they're ceramic and they're gonna hold up better, but damn.
So yeah, I was not paying that much money for those, so I only got 2 of them, and I'm gonna put these on now and see how nice it does these welds. And then to tighten it, you just release. Perfect. Now let me put a fresh battery in this and show you what it can do. All right, you ladies see this spot weld right here? We're gonna put the tool on it. And just like that, it's done. Now let me put this in perspective. If this took me 10 seconds for each weld, and the grinder takes me 30 to 40 seconds for each, I know that sounds crazy, but you gotta go slow so you don't nick anything. Imagine how much time this little thing's gonna save me, because I have hundreds of spot welds. Also, look how cold it is in the garage. It's negative, I think, 10 degrees out. It's freezing and the heater's not working, so that sucks. But this is making me happy. So this is gonna save me a bunch of time, and I'm gonna grind now for hours and hours and hours, and no one wants to see that, and I get that. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit of me grinding, and then when I'm done, you'll see it all. Now, one of the next things I haven't done yet is grinding down these door jambs, because I didn't want to use the big angle grinder, and I was gonna have to, so I was putting it off as long as possible. So now I'm gonna grind down all these and make it super smooth with that angle grinder. Again, more grinding, but guys, I'm not sponsored by Milwaukee, but I would highly recommend any tool that I actually value and use. And I just wanna say thank you to my dad for getting me that, and it's something I'll remember forever. So if a lot of people watching my channel are 25 to 40, good age to have kids. Just remember, they remember things like that, and I just want to say thank you to my dad because it means a ton. And to my mom, she got me a great birthday gift too, and I just love my parents, and I'm so thankful for them. And just remember, do good things for your kids, because this stuff I'll never forget, and your kids will never forget it. With that being said, let's grind these babies down. So I got all this pretty grinded down as much as I can for right now. I'm gonna hit it again later. This floor pan up here, it's insane how much better I did because it was my second attempt compared to my first attempt on this floor pan. I mean, I was just welding anything I could put a welder on down here. The biggest bumps and glumps and filling holes, but up here it was way, way better. And that just shows you how practice, I mean, that was a long time ago. I think I could do way better than both of these now, but it just shows you how practice makes you so much better. Now that that area is kind of ground down better, I'm moving up here, and I just want to get all of this gunk off because I have a special tool that I just ordered today that's gonna help me take care of this entire underside. If you guys can guess in the comment, I'll be very impressed. I will pin it if someone guesses it in the comment below what the tool I got to do this underside is. Prep it. That's gonna be in the next video. Comes in next week. I'm so excited, and it's gonna help me a lot. But I gotta get all this gunk off first. That's your hint, because I don't want it to clog with a tool. So I'm gonna heat it up with a torch and scrape it with a scraper, and I just shined my scraper up, so it should be sharp.
One of the parts that takes hours on the car is the dirty work like this, grinding, getting everything off, and getting it ready to soon paint in an upcoming episode. Now this is hours and hours of work sped up super fast, and I didn't even put half of the clips I have in here. Next week, I'm gonna put the doors on this car, and if you're interested in that video, just click the link above. It would mean the world if you could like, subscribe, or leave a comment, turn on your notifications. It costs you nothing and helps me out a ton. Thanks for watching, and remember, make someone smile today.